Hello, and welcome to Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to do an after-action report of the new Carnevale rules in Blood Upon the Water. So let's get started. Recently there was an upgrade to Carnevale and the Blood on the Water. A lot of this is fluff, taking the storyline further along than where it was in the original book. And by original book, I mean the original version by TT Combat, not its predecessor. But there are new rules. In theory, you could get by with this book without having the previous one. The rules are reprinted in here and with some small alteration from the old rules. All that's really missing there is the original rules went into a lot more explanation on specific advantage or details on how movement works. I think it's still helpful to have that older book to give you these examples and help you better understand the rules. But that being said, the rules in here are much clearer. A number of things that were left ill-defined in the original rules have been specifically mentioned in this set. That's a real advantage. It also introduces some of the new characters, some new storylines. It allows for the use of some of the new terrain packages. There's a series of advanced rules which allows for reactions. This is a pretty neat idea. You can now use willpower for certain reaction availabilities. Unfortunately, the controlled landing has been moved over to one of those reactions, which is probably fitting. In the old days, I just automatically would always do a control landing. Now you have to make a judgment call. Is it worth spending a will point on? But there's a number of other things that let you attack back when it's not your turn, or parry or dodge. So a number of really interesting issues now added by way of these reactions. I forgot about those and for the most part didn't use any in the game that you're about to see. There's also some really interesting terrain and movement rules. Part of this brought on by the new terrain that's available. So there's rules now for unsteady ground like a raft or one of the hanging platforms from the cranes. You can walk along the top of the cranes now. You can walk along a laundry line or a tightrope. So there's some really nice new things I didn't get the chance to play with much in here. Also, there's some new scenarios. The scenarios are typically based upon the new storylines that are presented in the fluff. I had intended to show one of those storylines, but I forgot that they kind of are specific to certain factions. I could have shown you one with the wrong faction, but I'd rather, if I'm doing one of these new storylines, I'd rather show it here with the factions that it was originally written for. And I have all the factions, so I certainly could have done that. I don't have all the factions to 150 ducats, but I have at least 75, 80 for everybody, and many of them I have lots of them. I will be using the new rules and working my way through those. I am using a previous scenario from the earlier book, and I'm using the new cards. There's been changes and alterations on some of the cards. I usually play Strigoi, and I understand that Strigoi have been severely nerfed in the new rules. I haven't had a chance to play them yet. It wouldn't actually surprise me that Strigoi probably could afford some nerfing. Anyway, enough of this. Let's go ahead and watch the game. Let's go to the gaming table. Doing a very simple scenario out of the original Carnevale rulebook. By original, I mean the original TT Combat, not Blood on the Water. It is keeping the peace. So this is basically just a sort of a fight between two sides starting in opposite corners, with the guild starting over here. Most of them are on the ground. The capo is on the roof there. And then the Rashar and the Rashar starting here, mostly in the water. The goal of this is to take out each other's people, to do as much damage to each other that way as you can, and also to try to achieve your agenda. You get a point for each agenda that you successfully achieved. So that's the basic scenario. We have 5 rounds to achieve our goals. On the side of the guild, just here, starting from left to right, we have two fishermen, one armed with a spear, one with a harpoon gun. Behind them we have a citizen. In the middle we have the Cappadecino, the leader of the group. Then we have a butcher and a barber. They have the agendas, lead from the front. They have to use all their command points for at least two friendly characters. At least two friendly characters have command points, but that is a dangerous one. Daredevil, have a friendly character survive a fall of at least 6 inches. That may not be happening a lot today. And over the rooftops, make 4 successful jump actions that move at least 4 inches with any number of characters in 1 round. Or not easy to do those, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so here we have the Rashar. The leader is the Magi Rashar. Behind him is a Rogru, the big guy in the middle. On either side of him, flanking him, are 2 lesser Ugdrus, and then 2 slaves. They have inspiring leadership, have a friendly character with a leader keyword in the base contact with 2 or more enemy characters at the same time. Not sure that'll happen. No mercy, cause at least 8 points of damage to the enemy characters during a single activation. That might happen. And bully, grapple an enemy character into base contact with a friendly character. That almost certainly will happen. That's how the Rashar work. So the game's going to begin by rolling off our command against each other. We each have 4 to start with. The thing about command dice are what we use to do our roll-offs, but they are also a diminishing number that's going to get lower as the game goes on. So the guild, we have to roll 7s for our successes. I have 1 ace for the guild to no aces for the Rashar. So it is actually going to be the guild that takes the first action. And the Cappadecino, the Capo's up here. All right, so the Cappadecino has 3 actions. He moves for 5 and he has a dexterity of 6. This is going to matter because he's probably going to do some wacky stuff. He's got a move of 5. It's going to take him 3 to get to there. And then in theory I have 2 more inches. I'm going to try to jump. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and try to do a jump. Cappadecino's okay, that's a success on the Destiny die and 1 other ace. That's good to have the 2 at least. So that's 2 successfuls. That's 2 inches plus 1 inch for each ace. So right off the bat, that's going to be 4 from there to the rail. He's going to actually jump then to here. And then he's going to do a free jump. This is 0 points because he's bouncing off of that obstacle. But it's still a jump. And he's going to try to go to here. So that was only 1. He's getting a free jump from the railing to there. He only needs to make it 5 inches. That's not good. No successes. No successes at all. A fail means he moves 2 inches. So he doesn't fall at least. But it means he only goes to here. But that was only his 1 activation. He still has 2 activations. So he's going to try to jump again. Jump from here to there. That's 3 inches. This is his 2nd activation, or his 2nd turn. That's a little better. He's got 3 hits. All right, so he's going to jump. He's got 6 inches again. He's going to do that free jump again. He needs some better rolls though. That's only 1 hit. So he's not going to make it. He's only going to make it, that would have been 2 inches, 3 inches. So he can make it from there to those. Then for his very last turn, he's going to try that again. What he's done is he's jumped over to here, onto that barrel there. And I'm trying to decide where to jump him again. He's too low. He can only jump up 3 inches, so he can't get up onto that railing. I don't want him to just get killed by the Rashar. I think the thing to do may be to move him behind the building. So he's going to decide that discretion is the better part of valor, and for his third movement, he's going to move back to here. And that takes us to the Rashar's turn. And I think what we're going to want to do is deal with some of the swimming Rashard. These are the lesser Regdrars. They're going to try to dive. They have dexterity 4, and all they need is a success. And a 10 is always a success. They get 2 successes. That means he gets an underwater token put on him. Really aids their movement is what happens. I probably didn't want to do that immediately though, did I? I should move him first. Alright, so his move is normally 3. And then do that underwater maneuver, dive. So he swims for 3, then dives, which is going to allow him to go like 6 inches. Oh, so he's a fast swimmer. He has to roll a run. He's got 2 successes. 2 successes for, as a fast swimmer, adds 2 inches to his move. So he's actually going to swim another 2 moves. That's what these guys do. All right, that's him done. It goes back to the guild. All right, so who are we going to move first? Let's just move the butcher, I guess. Now I'm going to move my fisherman with the harpoon. His move is 4. He's just going to be walking. He doesn't have to do anything special. He has 2 actions and his move is 4. So he's going to go there. We're going to do the same thing we did with the last Rashar, which is roll for his swim. He's a fast swimmer. So that's 2 successes. That's going to give him a +2 to his swim, which is normally 3. So that's going to take him to 5. And then we're going to roll again to dive. He's got 1 success for dive. That's all he needed. So he's got a dive token on him. And we'll go back over to the guild. The other fisherman, he's going to do the same thing. Come up and support his buddy. We're going to roll again. This time for the Rodru. The Rodru's dexterity is 4, and his move is also 3. He is also a fast-swimming water creature. So we're going to roll first for his swim, his run. That's only, that was a 9 before I touched it, but that's only 1 inch. So he's going to roll, he's going to go 4 inches. Then he's going to roll for his dive. There's 1 success. So he gets a dive token. These dive tokens are going to help them move on turn 2, but it's also going to cause them to move at a greater distance at 8 inches. We'll go ahead. And the butcher's move is 4. So doing something with the slaves. The slaves are basically walking lunch boxes for the monsters. They move at 4, have a dexterity of 4. But they move 5, so trump, trump, trump. The barber moves at 4. He's going to move up here with his butcher buddy. The other slave's going to move up to the stairs. Sisson is also going to come from up here up, following the others over the main bridge there. Magi Rashar. So he's got a dexterity of 4 and a move of 4. He could try to do some jumping, I think. I'm going to try to jump onto those barrels. That's no successes. That's not good. Well, it's not miserable. Falls into the water. However, he is a Rashar. So he is a fast swimmer. And a water creature. He's also got 3 activation. He could do what they're doing. Let's go ahead and do that. He's going to go ahead and swim. He gets to go 4 because he's got 1 extra. And then he's going to roll for his chance of diving for his last turn. And he's got 3 successes, so no problem. He is also underwater. And that is an end to our first turn. Command is still 4 for each. I have 2 successes for the guild and 1 success for the Rashar. So it is the guild again. Dexterity is 6. I'm going to climb up that building. This is the capo right here. He's going to try to climb up onto that balcony. Alright, that's 1 success, 2 successes. So that's going to let him move 5 inches. 5 inches is not really enough to do it. 5 inches would actually put him hanging on the clip. Because he's still got 2 more actions, so that can work. It's only a problem if you end your turn. If he ends his turn there, he'd fall. But he's not going to end his turn. So he's going to go ahead and roll to continue the move. That's only 1 success, but that's enough to give him 5 inches. Which is enough to take him to here. That was in 2 moves. Right now, he's up there on that balcony. The fish are all underneath him, but they get these bonuses to protection and things because they're all underwater. And the last thing you really want to do is deal with Rashar in the water. I think what I'm going to try to do, I haven't been rolling really well. But if I'm lucky, I can jump over to that building, to this little building right here, and go. So I need more successes than I've been getting. This is a jump. That is not good. That is really bad. That's going to put him in the water, which is the last thing he wants. It's also a fall. He's falling down into the water. That's not the big problem. The big problem is there's a Rashar there. So I'm going to fall there. And then we have to roll for what exactly that fall means. So in theory I'm losing 6 life points. That's pretty serious. But if I make a basic dexterity roll, I can avoid doing damage. Luckily my dexterity is really good. I think there's something about the water too. I have a crit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 successes and I have a crit. A crit means I have a 10 on the destiny die as well as another success. So a crit, reduce life points by 2 plus 1 for each ace rolled. I think I'm going to be okay. Let's see, that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that avoids it. And falling into water would have taken off another 2 anyway. So I'm okay as far as that's concerned. Where I'm not good is I'm right behind a Rodro. I'm going to assume that the Rodro is going to go now. So his first action is to swim up. He can actually go now like several inches, but he doesn't need to because he just wants to get near me. So he doesn't have to do his fast swimming or anything. He's just going to swim right over to where I'm at, and then he's going to grapple. Okay, he's bigger than me, so he gets a +2 to his attack roll, +1 to his attack roll. His attack is 5 as it is. Okay, that's only 1 hit. It's a +2 because of his size. My attack roll is 4. I get 2 successes, so it is a tie. A tie on a grapple, I think that counts as a fail, because I think he has to get one more than me. That is his turn done. I survived. They move at 4. They're going to use both their movements. What is the range for the fisherman's harpoon gun? Yeah, 12 inches. So he's going to use both his moves to move there. Take another Rashar. He's going to swim up out of his water. That lets him move up to 6. I think it's 8 actually, but he only has to go 6. He's going to come up and he's going to drown him. He rolls. The Ugdru has 4. Oh gosh, he has 3. Okay, that one's going to hurt. Capo has failed his roll, hasn't got any successes at all. So he beats me by 3. 3 successes. That's 2 life points plus 3 for that. So 3, 4, 5 hit points on the Capo. That hurts. That hurts big time. And they're still in the water. I'm going to move. The other hunter will come over here. That hunter doesn't have the harpoon gun though. Then we go back and we can do this again. So this Ugdru is going to surface and swim. I don't think he can get in there. All right, so I'll swim into there. And now we'll deal with my guys running across the bridge. Is it going to be in time to do anything? That's the barber. And move. Magi will surface. I'm not going to include him in that fight. I don't think he needs to right now. He's going to instead surface up and come up to here. Butcher's going to storm over the bridge to his pal. I think I may want to pass on the slaves. I don't want the slaves to get too far from their monsters, so I'm going to skip on them. The last human can go across the bridge, the citizen, with his pals. The human turn is done. The Magi turn is done, and we go to turn 3. I had a friendly character survive a fall of at least 6, so I achieved that. So we have to roll again. Oh, I have to pull another agenda card because I succeeded at 1. And what I get is Venetian Sniper. Kill an enemy character with a combat action from at least 6 inches away. I can do that. We have to roll to see who goes first. The Guild has 2 successes. And the Rashar has 1 success. The Guild gets to go first. Okay, what can I do here? I need to do something. I need to get... I'm in the water, which is bad. I think there's an evade I have to do. We have to do an opposed dexterity roll. I can probably do this. I'm only with the Ugdru. The Ugdru's dexterities are 4. I'm going to try to disengage away from him. So the Capo has 3 successes. The Ugdru has 2. Well, that's still successful. So I can break away. I'm in the water, so my movement is at a -2. But my movement is 5. 3 is here. I'm out of the water now. That's 1 move. 2 will take me to here. I'm going to attempt to jump for the 3rd action onto that the well. I have 1 success. So I jump onto the well successfully. And then I'm going to do a bounce from there. Free bounce. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 successes on this free jump. It should be 7 inches. But that's enough to get where I want. I'm going to get right into... That gives me an action of opportunity, which is going to be a melee with that slave. I have expert offense. Expert offense lets me roll 2 dice. Because I have expert offense too. My attack is 4. And I have to beat 4s. Do that down here. This is kind of important. That's 2 hits. I do 2 hits. I don't have any additional with those weapons, my twin blades. Protection is 1 die. I did 3 points of damage, and he doesn't stop anything. So I do 3 points of damage to the first slave. So he's doing Boiling Veins against the capo. He needs to get a lot of successes here. Ooh. He's got 3 aces, and it's critical. Does that matter? Total up every ace rolled, then minus. So his skill level is 3. So 1, 2, 3. That would be 0. I have to roll 3s actually. So 1, 2, 3. That's 4. At least 1 and possibly 2. He gets his willpower back. And casts a spell according to its effect, increasing any X numbers amounts by 1. That's not necessarily good in this case, because he only made 4. That makes it 0. What to do with him right now besides that? I could try to do another spell, but I can't do that spell again. And I don't want him over there. I think I'm just going to leave him there for now. I'm going to move for 4. Alright, so he's going to come over here behind the well and he's going to shoot at the Magi there with the harpoon gun. He's got a 4 attack. He needs 3s to hit, because that's the dexterity -1 because of the weapon's ability. That's 2 hits. He's going to have to roll his protection. Protection is 3. He stops 2, and it has no penetration. So he manages to avoid that shot. Okay, good. Good for him. Alright, I'm going to move a Rodru, I think. No, an Ugdru. Ugdru's coming after me. The other fisherman's going to come down here. Other Ugdru is coming after me. Butcher's going to come. Ugdru. Alright, they're splashing along after us. Barber. We're going to go ahead and do a fight here. His attack is only 2 against my dexterity, which is 6. Actually gets a hit. Protection is 2. No problem. He's going to go ahead and do that again. That's 2 hits. He's rolling crazy well. But I stop both of those. The citizen comes behind them. The other slave's going to come down on the capo and attacks the capo. That's a 2. There may be a bonus, but that's 1 hit. And, ooh, that actually, so that's 1 hit. The capo takes another hit. Jeez. I need to do something about the capo's health. That's the end of that turn. So we go to turn 4. Game is like racing right on by. We haven't achieved much of anything yet. We have to roll for command. I have 4 successes for the guild and 2 successes. So the guild's going to go first. I'm going to attack that first slave. Slave's dexterities are 4. So he's going to swing at that first one. His attack is 4. It's 4s. He's got 3 hits. Protection of 2. No, nothing. So he takes both hits. Gonna have to attack the other one, I guess. No, I think what I need to do is I need to get out of here. So that is not good. How did I not disengage? All right, so he's gonna try to swing at me with his attack of 2. Oh, that's a hit. But I avoid those, and I get to move my 5 inches. I think the Magi Rashar is going to have to do something. He's got guys coming here with guns. He's got guys coming up behind him. He's in harm's way if he stays there too long. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use one action. He's got 3 actions. I'm going to use one action to move him as 4 inches out of line of sight to there. And then I'm going to do an area effect spell. We're going to try to do Mother's Hydra Claw on the Butcher. So his difficulty is 6. His mind is 6. He's got 1 success, luckily. Total up every ace plus X. He's X is 3, so that's 4. You cause this many life points to be lost in total to 3 numbers of character within 6 inches. So that's all 3 of them. Butcher, Barber, Mother Hydra's Claws is going to cost another 2 points. So he's way down on will. But his magic is 6, and this takes 6. 1, 2, that's it. 2 successes. Friendly or enemy at least partially touched by the template takes 3 plus 2. 5 damage, and penetration is minus 3. So we'll do the Butcher first. His protection is 4. I forgot his expert sorcerer earlier. 5 points of damage to the Butcher. He's down to 4. Barber's got protection of 3. Oh, ow, he crit fails. So he is nearly dead. And the Citizen has a protection of 3. And he makes none of them. 3. All 3 of those guys are nearly dead. Hunter, can you shoot from there? I think he has to move. So he's going to go ahead and move up to here. And then I guess he can shoot the big one. So his attack is 4. Roger's dex is 4. I think it's all hit. Those are 4 hits. He has Hunter, which gives him some advantage against biggies. Penetration negative 3. The Rodru, his protection is only 4. Okay. And he gets 1. And it is 1 point of damage extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. Nothing stopped it. So the Rodru has taken 5 points of damage. So it is their turn. I'm going to move one of the slaves, move 4 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to close with the frickin' Butcher. This is dangerous because he's almost dead. Butcher attacks with a 4. The dex is 4. 2. That's 3. 3 points of damage because his knives do additional 1. So he's got 3. And the Rashar, Magi Rashar, his protection is 3. So he can stop these. He could stop all of these. But he only stops 1 of them, so he takes 2 points. Now it's the turn for the Rashar. And he's going to waddle up here. Ooh, he can't get in the fight. He can't get there. I'm going to go ahead and Can't get the butcher in either. I'm gonna get the butcher around. Yes, I can. Can the butcher move? What does he move? 8? Yeah. Butcher's gonna come around through here and then do an attack of opportunity. So his attack is 4. He has to beat 4s. He beats 2. Barber has a penetration of -3, but he doesn't have anything else. 1. So he gets sliced up for another 2 points. His protection doesn't only stop 1 and he's at -3. So he's down to 8. Rashar's getting cut up. We're going to go ahead and move this. He can't get up there. Citizen can't get in there. So he's going to move back here and try to figure out what he's going to do. And then the last guy's going to come up to here. End of turn 4. We go to turn 5. We roll for initiatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 successes for the guild. And 2 successes. So the guild, again, have the initiative. I'm going to go ahead and keep beating up on the Rashar. On the Magi Rashar. So we're going to roll for the butcher first. His attack is 4. He needs to beat 4s. 1, 2, 3. He gets 3 hits. That makes 4 hits though because of the damage. 4 hits. And then we have, what did I say, 4 hits. He stopped 1, he takes 3. He's dying. And it's his turn. You do boiling veins. Alright, so that's the last will he had. He's got 6 magic points. That's 5 successes. That's 5 minus his skill level, so that's 3, so it leaves it with 2. So an enemy within 2, I'm going to make it the butcher. No, I'm going to make it the barber. Takes 2 damage with a penetration of -3. So the barber's protection is 3. He's going to take 2 damage even if he's successful on all of these. He's not though. Yeah, he still takes the 3 damage. He's dead. That is a character taken out. I'm going to try to climb with the capo. He's going to try to climb up on top of the building I've been using as a dice tower for the Rashar. 1, 2, 3. He's 2 inches from the top, so he has to roll again. And those are successful, so he can move full move. So that's going to be 5 inches to here, and 4 inches. And then I'm going to try to jump down so I can do my attack from above. 2 plus 4, 5. I could actually do him. I think I'm going to drop down, get a free attack on him. Okay, aerial attack means he doesn't take any damage from the fall. But I do get an attack from above. My attack is normally 4. Alright, so we're going to attack him. We jump out of the sky, we attack that Rashar. Rashar's got a dex of 4. I hit for 3. I can actually re-roll the one that's a miss. Still a miss. That was because of expert offense. So we have to roll for his protection. There's an extra damage though, so that's 4 hits anyway. He protects on 4. 1, so he takes 3 hits. It's their turn. I'm going to activate that Rashar. And he's going to try to do a grapple. This is an attack to attack. His attack is 4. He gets 1 hit. That still beats me. So he's going to throw me into this guy. That gives him Bully, which is one of his agendas. He pulls a new agenda and he gets a approached by water, have 3 friendly characters without the water creature special rule. That's never going to happen. They almost all have water creature rule. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy into the fight. He's going to move, and then he's going to stab that Rashar. This is a fisherman with a spear. His attack is 4 against the 4 of the Rashar. That Rashar still had another attack. That's only 1 hit. I'm going to go ahead and continue to roll this, but the Rashar has 4, and he does. Yeah, there was a +1 to damage, but he stopped it anyway. Now, the Rashar should have attacked. He threw him to the grapple, but then he could have just done a normal attack. 6s, that's 2. And my protection is 2. I stop at least 1. So he does 2 points of damage to the Capo. Capo is really beat up. And now it's the other one's turn. He's going to attack. 2 hits. Capo stops on 2. This is him attacking. That's 2 more hits. And now he's going to try to grapple with the Capo. 2 hits, 2 successes, 2 aces. Against 3. So that one is not successful. And they don't get thrown a second time. It is now our turn. So he'll move in now. This brave citizen. He's going to attack for 3. Two hits. Against the protection of 3. It was actually 4. No, it was 3. It was 3. 2 hits, so that stops that. Slave's going to attack. 1 hit. Stopped. Rashar can't get in. And that is the end of the game. The Rashar have taken out a henchman, and they've gained 1 of their secondaries. And I took out none of them. So this is actually a Rashar victory. So there you have it. I made a few mistakes. Part of that is from not having played the game in a while, and some of that is from never having played the new version of it at all. A victory for the Rashar, and not by a whole lot. Guild never took anybody out at all. We were pretty close. I made a couple mistakes. One of them was my drop from the sky. I thought there was an advantage to that, and there was. There is a -5 to the our penetration, -5 penetration if he does that, if he jumped from 3 inches higher, let alone from all the way on top of the building. So I don't know that would have changed a whole lot, because penetration isn't really what I needed. More damage is what I needed. The Rashar can take an awful lot of hit points, and I just wasn't giving them an awful lot of hit points. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. So if you have any questions regarding the game, please put those in the comment section. And if you have ideas for further content you'd like to see us produce here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, we look for that in the comment section down below. In fact, part of the reason I did this game is because there's been a request for some discussion on the new rules. I'm afraid I didn't get a chance to do much with that, but the new rules are very interesting, and to me particularly the better definition of some of the rules, some of the better definitions of what things mean, and some of the new terrain options, and this whole idea of these reactions. I think that's all very, very interesting. There's also a bunch of new objects you can take, which is also intriguing. I didn't use any of that in this game, but that's there. And the suggestion to talk about those was from my comment section below, as well as a call to see some more Carnevale on my channel here. So we do look to that, and we do try to meet those requests when we can. It might take a few months, but we do get to it. If you've liked this video, I hope that you'll go ahead and hit like. And if you'd like to continue to receive videos like this that may help you better decide how to better spend your money or time in your tabletop wargaming hobby, then I hope you'll hit subscribe and ring our notification bell. Till next time, cheers.